Bear versus Wolf Pack, who would win the fight? If your survival depended on facing unstoppable brute force, or an invisible collective mind, which would you choose as your enemy? But before we continue, tell us in the comments where you're watching from today. And if you're enjoying the video, don't forget to subscribe. In the grand theater of the American wilderness, there are legends. Titans forged by millennia of survival. 1. A living mountain of muscle and fury, a symbol of untamable power. The other, a ghost of the forest, moving as one mind, one spirit, a perfectly coordinated hunting machine. They are the heavyweight champion and the elite special forces of the natural world. For ages, they have shared the same mountains and valleys, ruling their domains. But these kingdoms have overlapping borders, and when they collide, the ground itself trembles. This is not just a fight. It's a clash of philosophies, solitary might versus collective genius. The brawler versus the strategists. We've seen them in myths and our nightmares. But what happens when these two apex predators are pushed to the edge? In a real world, no-holds-barred fight for survival, who would actually win? To answer this, we will break down the science, the strategy, and the sheer ferocity of these two gladiators. In this corner, the challenger, weighing in at up to 800 pounds of raw power. Standing over 7 feet tall on its hind legs, the grizzly is a fortress of bone and muscle. Its massive frame, powered by the immense muscle of its shoulder hump, is designed for one thing: overwhelming dominance. Its primary weapons begin with 4-inch, non-retractable claws, not for climbing, but for digging and slashing like fixed blades. But its deadliest weapon is the bite. A crushing force of 1,200 psi, enough to shatter a bowling ball or a wolf's skull with a single, devastating crunch. This power is protected by formidable armor, a thick layer of fat, dense muscle, and shaggy hide, incredibly difficult to puncture. And forget the myth of the slow, lumbering giant. A grizzly can run at 35 miles per hour, faster than an Olympic sprinter. The charge is an earthquake in motion. And in the other corner, the reigning champions of teamwork, the Grey Wolf Pack. An individual wolf weighs 80 to 120 pounds, a lightweight by comparison. But they never fight alone. A pack of 10 is a combined 1,000-pound problem, a multi-headed beast driven by a single, tactical mind. Their weapons are precision tools, 42 teeth designed to grip, puncture, and tear. But their greatest weapon is stamina. They are marathon hunters, built to wear down the strongest opponents over miles and hours. This endurance is combined with their primary offensive tool, numbers. The ability to attack from multiple angles at once, creating chaos and exploiting any opening. Their defense is not armor, it's agility. They are masters of the dodge and weave, built to stay just outside the kill zone of a bear's devastating reach, turning a powerful offense into wasted energy. The matchup is set, one 800-pound brawler against a 1,000-pound unit of strategists. The bear brings the power of a shock-and-awe assault. A single, decisive blow from its forearm or jaw can end the fight before it begins. Its challenge is landing that blow. The wolves bring a death by 1,000 cuts. Their advantage is strategy and endurance. Their challenge is surviving the initial onslaught. The tale of the tape is complete. Two perfect predators, each with the tools to win. But a fight is not won on paper. It must be won here, in our arena, the unforgiving wilderness of the American West. An empire of stone and silence where jagged peaks meet forested valleys. For those who live here, every day is a test. The grizzly bear is a solitary ruler of this domain. Its life is a constant, methodical grind for calories, overturning rocks, fishing the streams, patrolling the meadows. Every movement is a calculation of energy spent versus energy gained. Its presence is etched into the landscape, its tracks a declaration of ownership, its gaze a constant assessment of its vast kingdom. It lives and dies by its own immense strength. But the grizzly is not the only power here. Its territory overlaps directly with the hunting grounds of another apex predator. The gray wolf pack operates on a different philosophy, their success measured not in individual might, but in collective endurance and synergy. They flow through the dense forests and across the open ridges as a single, fluid unit. Their society is complex, built on communication and hierarchy, where every member understands their role. A glance between an alpha and a subordinate conveys more than a roar ever could. Their lighter tracks tell a story of speed, strategy, and a shared purpose. They are not strangers. They are lifelong neighbors and bitter rivals, locked in a constant struggle for resources. The bear recognizes the scent of the wolf track, the pack recognizes the sound of the bear from miles away. A claw mark on a tree is a warning. A distant howl is a claim. And as autumn deepens, this cold war is about to turn hot. Both now know they are not alone. The stage is set. In a quiet, frost-covered clearing lies the catalyst, the massive carcass of a bull elk. In late autumn, a kill like this is a treasure trove of fat and protein, the difference between life and the slow death in the coming winter. The scent of blood travels far. It has attracted a lone, hungry grizzly, who believes that what is in his territory is his. And it has drawn back the wolf pack that made the kill, desperate to claim the prize that is rightfully theirs. The conflict is no longer possible, it's inevitable. The motive, survival. The board is set. At one end, the Titan. At the other, the Phantom Legion. In between, the spoils of war. In this tense, unnerving silence, the world holds its breath. To understand the fight, you must first understand the mind of the fighters. The grizzly is a solitary warrior, forged in a crucible of one-on-one combat. Its entire existence is a series of brutal challenges for territory, for food, for mating rights. As a young bear, it learned firsthand that power answers power, defeat is just part of a brutal education in dominance. Now a master of its domain, it solves every problem with intimidation and overwhelming force. Its profession is not hunting, it's fighting. It expects every adversary to break, to flee, to yield. This mindset dictates its strategy, shock and all. Against a moose, there is no prolonged chase. There is only a terrifying, explosive charge in one single, cataclysmic blow designed to neutralize an opponent instantly. It is an explosion of controlled violence, a 5-second battle where the outcome is decided by pure, fight-ending kinetic energy. The bear's power is its solution to everything. But the wolves are forged by a completely different philosophy. They are not solitary brawlers. They are a collective, an army. Led by an alpha, their survival depends not on individual strength, but on the flawless execution of a group plan. They communicate with seamless, silent discipline, flanking their prey, coordinating attacks. Their profession is not fighting, it is hunting. And they have perfected the art of taking down giants far larger and stronger than any single wolf. Their secret weapon is the war of attrition. A death by 1,000 cuts. They use relentless, coordinated strikes to bleed their opponent out, both literally and in terms of energy. A darting attack from behind draws the enemy's attention, creating an opening for others to strike from a blind side. Each bite is shallow, a low-risk maneuver, but the cumulative effect turns a giant's strength into a liability, an engine that is slowly, methodically being run out of fuel. The grizzly possesses formidable problem-solving intelligence. But in a direct confrontation, its mind often yields to a more ancient instinct: stand your ground and dominate. This predictability can be a fatal flaw. The wolf's intelligence is strategic and social, allowing them to adapt their plan mid-fight. So, what is the decisive factor? The problem-solving mind of the lone genius, or the adaptive, networked intelligence of the collective? Brute force instinct, or strategic patience? The fight will be the ultimate test. The air in the clearing is thick with unspoken violence. The grizzly's low growl is a promise of destruction, its 4-inch claws digging into the earth. Across the silent space, the wolf pack lowers into a collective snarl, a deadly promise of teamwork. The moment stretches, taut and fragile, a prelude to chaos. The bear explodes first. A blur of fur and rage, it lunges for the alpha, its massive forearm swinging in a deadly arc. But the wolf is agility personified, twisting away as the claws slice through empty air. As the bear overcommits, the pack's strategy ignites. A second wolf darts in, sinking its teeth into the bear's hind leg. With a roar of fury and pain, the bear flings the attacker away. First blood is drawn from the titan. The war of attrition begins. The wolves become a living vortex, a multi-headed beast attacking as one. A feint from the front draws the bear's attention, while others rush its flanks. The bear spins, a whirlwind of claws and teeth, but its tormentors are ghosts, always just outside its lethal reach. Every shallow cut saps its strength. The frustration in its eyes is palpable. It is a fortress under siege from an enemy it cannot land a solid blow on. Realizing this, the bear changes tactics. It ignores the nips and slashes and locks onto a single target, the alpha leader. Its charge is terrifyingly direct, a calculated risk. This time, the blow connects. The alpha is thrown aside, critically injured. The pack falters, the battle hanging in the balance. But to pause is fleeting. The loss of their leader galvanizes them. Their attacks become frenzied, desperate, and relentless. The bear is visibly slowing. Each powerful lunge costs precious energy. The death by 1,000 cuts is taking its toll. Weariness mingles with rage in its eyes. It stands over the prize, a bleeding, exhausted titan, and makes an ancient calculation. The carcass is no longer worth a fatal injury. With one last, defiant roar, a statement of power, not victory, the great bear turns and lumbers into the shadows. It has lost the battle, but won its war for survival. The exhausted wolves have paid a heavy price, but they have proven that even a god can bleed. So, who wins? The answer is written in the snow and blood of the wilderness. Raw power can win a moment, but strategy and unity can win the day. In the end, there is no single champion. There are only survivors. The solitary king retreats to his throne, and the unified army claims its reward, each a master of its own domain, each a timeless symbol of what it takes to endure in the wild heart of America.